Hey, welcome. Hello, everyone. Greetings, greetings. I'm so excited to have you live on this call. Please tell me your name and where you are joining us from in the chat room. You are welcome to From Expert to Empire. You must have heard me say in the platform, turning your story, your skill, your expertise into digital product and services. Yes, 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 we are saying the same thing. My name is Jennifer Obumneke John. That is my official name, but you will see me on social media handles as Jenny John Dimoagene. All right, so this is the same person. You are welcome to this masterclass. Please use the chat room and tell me your name and where you are joining from and your expectation for this class. You are welcome. All right, so before we go further, I want you to define right away if this class is for you. First of all, let us start from those that the class is not for. All right, so the class is not for you if you are looking for get rich quick scheme. No, this is not a rich quick shortcuts strategy or income stream. No, content-based businesses are businesses that require real work. All right, but with the right system, the right strategy, the right accountability, you can be sure to scale fast. All right, so it is not for anyone who you feel or you know actually there is no such person. There's nobody that doesn't have a story. All right, but you are at better advantage if you already know you have real expertise, all right, and a skill to build around. All right, so if you are completely clueless and you're not even confident that there is something you have to offer, I can encourage you to stay, but you have to have a mind shift really quick for you to run with us. All right. So the class is not for you if you want results without doing any work. Like I already said, content-based businesses are businesses that require real work. Okay. Now, it is also not for anyone who is not ready for investing in herself. All right. And then it is not for you if you just want to watch and not do anything with it. There'll be no need. But I encourage you to find use for knowledge and, of course, be somebody who implements so that you don't just keep stacking knowledge in your mind shelf without any result. So, but I know that all I have said is not you, because if it was you, then you wouldn't have been here in the first place. So this class is for you if you have years of experience in any field and you want to make sense of that beyond just the four walls of any institution you are currently working in or any 9 to 5 job. All right. Okay. So this class is for you if you know you have something valuable inside of you, but you need structure. All right. You need to have it in a system. It's for you if you are ready to do the work, not just watch others, not just wish. Okay. And then it is for you if you want to build income, build impact and legacy, and you are ready to follow process. And this is for you if you will be willing to invest in yourself when the path becomes clear, which is what we are going to define in tonight's class. All right. So having said that, it's costly for me to give a quick introduction of me so that you can know who is talking to you. All right. Like I already said, my name. Okay. My name is Jennifer Obumneke John. That is my official name. I'm a brand strategist, a brand architect, and a life impact coach. I have um, special interest in sisterhood. Okay. All right. So that is why the Unleash Our Mentorship program is exclusively, designed for women, because I know the things we go through, the routine of wifing and mothering, how we easily lose ourselves in routines and those processes of marriage, childbearing for those who are mothers, all right, on this call. So, and I have come to walk through that part with you because I am on the same journey with you. All right. So having said that, I am the founder of Content Blog Writing Agency. And Content Blog, so far, we have done over 80 projects, paid projects across 8 countries. All right. We have served women of different ages from different countries. I have served, we've served men too, but I have always known that women are my core. So they always take the larger percentage of my social works and results. All right. So I am the lead mentor in Unleasher Mentorship Program, and I'm also 2026 Women Ascension Leadership Fellow. If you don't know Women Ascension, you can Google it. It cuts across over 81 countries, and I'm a mentor with them. And I don't want us to dwell so much in introduction. This is a teaching class. But I want you to know that I didn't build authority in one day. As a matter of fact, I am starting to compare with what I am aiming at. All right. So I built it word to word, book to book, client to client, and everything I'll be sharing with you to, today is what I am living. I am right in the middle of it. So I need you to be open minded. Okay. So, yes, for those professionals among us, because I know that we have people, doctors, doctors, professors, all right? So I just needed to mention my academic background just briefly, all right? I am an educationist. I studied mathematics, physics, education, right? I did my BSc in mathematics statistics, all right? First class, graduate, and then I'm currently doing my statistics, my master's rather in statistics. All right. So I'm also a data analyst, and I always like to add this one in my credential. I'm a family woman. I'm a wife and mom of four. So if you are a woman here and you are juggling, having children with schooling, all right, and you are still trying to build a brand, build a business, build a source of income for yourself, or you are a stay-home mom, that is where I started. Right? So whatever it is that is your circumstance, I want you to know that we are in it together and I understand. So let's go right in. Now, I want you to be open minded because the people who are working these things, they don't have two heads. I always tell my friends that if these people we are looking up to or we see as leaders in certain industries, all right, if they can do it, then we can too. I'm starting this by sharing with you testimonial of one of my mentee, my student, my friend, my sister, just name it. Her name is Mrs. Adenike. And if you are in the platform, and I can assure you that she's right there on this platform. This is real testimonial, all right? After spending many decades in educational sector, I shall have always wanted to document her process, document her knowledge, you know. As a matter of fact, many of you came to the platform from the ad where I shared her testimony, or maybe you even heard her yourself if it's the video ad you saw. All right. So you already know what I'm talking about. All right. By just being in a class like the one you are in now, she gained clarity, and in less than, okay, 2 days to be precise, in less than, a week or 1 month, just what is the length of time that you can say is a long time? In 2 days, that same thing she had been wanting to do for decades, she was able to do it after a clarity class like this one you are joined to right now. And she published her first book at 50 few months ago in the month of May. And we are in what month now? All right. Depending on when you are watching this video in 2026. All right. So, and said that to encourage you. The second person I want to mention here is the woman I call G Mama. All right. G Mama Maureen. All right. She is 73 years as at the time we are having this class, and she published her first book, Shattered Dreams to Stronger Wings, and received her first, okay, let me just say not her first, all right, received her speaking engagement before even fully having a distribution of her book. We are still planning the book launch after all, actually. All right. And she has started building a coaching brand where she will be helping mature Christian women. All right. All of these things sprung from her story. So one session like this one gave her the clarity, the courage to take the first step before, after decades of waiting in silence and having good intention. Okay. So having said that, I want you to get your pen and your paper and answer the questions that I'll be asking you now. All right. And if you don't have the whole answer right now, I want you to still note it down, because the focus of this class is to ensure that by the time you finish this class, you would have, you know, known the answer to these questions. So if you have spent years becoming an expert and still have nothing to show for it financially, this session, is what is designed to change that. Okay? So question number one, can you ask yourself, who am I here to serve? Who am I here to serve? And what specific problem do I solve for that person? It doesn't have to be a her. Remember, I said that these questions, I'm asking you this question because I want you to have it in mind. If you have the answer now, fine. But if you don't have the answer now, it is absolutely fine. But I want you to be able to come back to these questions by the end of this class, and you should be able to answer it. If by the end of this class and you're not able to answer these questions, then it's either you didn't follow through or I didn't deliver on my promise. And I promise you, I'm going to deliver on my promise. All right. So, question number two, what is your story? So, ask yourself, what is my story? And how does it become an asset I can build on? What is my story? Think about it. It could be your story from your work experience, all right, growing up, relationships, okay, motherhood journey, just name it. What is your skill? Think about your skill. You can list 3 or 4 key skills you have, or even abilities that people have said, told you, okay, you are good at this. Do you know you can do this? Do you know you are good at this? I have noticed you can do this. Or the things that people ask you questions about, the topic people ask you question about every time people keep coming to you for advice in a particular area, in a particular thing, please write it down. You have need of it on this journey. All right. So, what has been keeping you invisible? Ask yourself, what has been keeping me invisible? All right. And what is the concrete way forward? You may not know the answer of the way out, but I'm going to show you in this class. So now I also want you to take note. Ask yourself, do I believe my knowledge is worth paying for? And am I ready to act on that belief? Because that is one of the things that keep a lot of people, especially women, back. They are wondering if their knowledge is worthwhile. So I want you to write any of these answers you know. But if you don't know a particular answer, don't worry. I want you to have it in mind so that as I begin to teach and you are getting answer to it, you'll be writing the answer in front of where you have written the question. Beautiful. All right. So what I am about to show you is something that can build you multiple streams of income. Okay. But I want you to, first of all, I want you to know the key areas we'll be covering. I'm going to show you why your experts, especially why experts, I mean to say, and especially women, stay stuck, and the 3 traps that keep brilliant women invisible. And then I'm going to show you the authority content framework. The third part will show you the book to business pipeline. The fourth part will be clarity to identity shift. And the fifth part, your first digital product move. I want you to stay to the end, because that is where I'm going to categorize everybody in this training. Whether you have tried before and it didn't work, whether you have an idea, all right, and you don't know how to turn it into a product, whether you have an expertise and you don't know how to turn it into, I will give you problem specific prompts. By the time I show you the 6 categories, and the prompt to use to solve the problem, you would choose the one that is yours, that best suits you. I designed that based on the categories I used in our registration form. So thank you very much for giving me that honest response. And this is me giving back to you by giving you something very peculiar to your challenge. All right. So let's go right in. Point number one. Number one is why most women stay stuck in their heads. And not just women, actually, because I know we have a few men, all right, on the platform. So, but then, even if you are a man listening to this, don't mind me if I'm using women. It's because I have special interest in sisterhood. All right, just forgive me for that. All right. So, the problem is not that you don't know enough. The problem is not a knowledge problem. The problem is not intelligence problem. The problem is not experience problem. Okay? The problem is that you don't believe that what you know is worth paying for. Maybe you have commonized it. All right? So let's start from the first trap. There are three key traps. It can be identity trap, where you doubt yourself, imposter syndrome. It can be fear trap, where you are afraid of judgment, you are afraid of failure, you are afraid of what people will say, sentiment, and you feel like being in your comfort zone is just the safest place to be. mm, Sister, you have to come up here today. All right, the third trap is the action trap, where you just endlessly plan. All right, don't be that person that after this session you go and you just comment, wow, that was a wonderful session, and you do nothing with it. Please. All right. So now I want you to know which trap is keeping you back, because I asked in the registration form, what is it that is the problem? What do you think is limiting you? And I got different answers. And all of those things falls into either of these three traps. Now, the identity trap, which is the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, where you feel like maybe everybody already knows what you know. We have this tendency of thinking that because you know something, or because something comes very natural and easy with you, you feel like it's common. Who doesn't know that? Cooking, that's common. Every woman can cook, some everything. You just feel like, who doesn't know that? And because you have commonized what you know, you feel like nobody is actually looking to know what you know, let alone paying you for it. All right. So it may come in ways like, who am I to teach this? Am I qualified? Begin to check your papers, your credentials, or everybody already knows what I know. I have said that. Or my story is too common to share, or my idea is not valid enough, or you just shrink back because you want to keep playing small, to keep yourself in the comfort zone. So now, if you identify yourself in this place, what is the way out? The way out is write three results only you have produced. That is your proof. That is your proof. Write three results that only you have produced. Even if you feel like it's not only you that have produced that result, at least you produced it. For example, I taught my daughter how to read fluently. By age 4, she could read fluently. I knew it wasn't common, and I was confident about it. All right. And when I enrolled her to school, because I homeschooled, when I enrolled her to school, first week in school, the school owner called me and asked me, please come and teach me and my teachers your strategies, how you got Debbie reading at this level at her age. So it's the result. All right. So if you ask me, how can I start a business with my skill and grow it into 7-figure agency? In the first 6 months, I have produced that result. All right. So think about it. It may not be mine. It may not even look similar. But think about it. A challenge you have faced that you overcame. All right. Just think about it. And then 2, your story is custom made. I want you to know that your story is custom made. Your journey, your accent, all right. Your way of processing your experiences is unique to you. All right. And then it is something that you can look into. All right. Thirdly, nobody has lived exactly what you have lived because your angle is original. We may have stories that look similar, but I want you to know, and I want you to let that this truth sink into you that your story, your uniqueness is second to nobody. Okay? So you need to stop comparing yourself, especially comparing your beginning with someone else's middle. So you know that thing, especially women. You'll be looking at, look at what this person is doing, look at that other person. And you'll now be down on yourself and feeling like a failure and say, when will I ever have this? How can I, no need to compare yourself. Start from where you are. All right. And very importantly, you don't need to know everything. Hmm? Knowing that thing you know now is good enough. Let's start from there. Now, the second trap, the fear trap. This one, it comes so subtle. Even sometimes you even think you are being analytic. Meanwhile, you are just afraid to start. Fear of public impression, fear of failure, fear of the unknown. And it will come something like, what will people think of me? Will people think I'm proud, or I'm trying to show myself, or I'm just overconfident? You are asking yourself, what if I fail? You don't know what is ahead of you, and you want to have everything figured out before even taking the first step. All right. Or you just keep on preparing and preparing endlessly. All these things are fear in disguise. And what is the way out? Name the fear. Identify it among all the things I've been mentioning. Or if it is not there, identify it. Name the fear, write it down, and it begins to lose its power. All right. Ask yourself, what is the worst realistic outcome? Can I survive it? Of course, why won't you survive it? Who died? So if you are afraid of starting and not continue, why not start? Give yourself a chance first before you are afraid of what happens. All right. Now take one visible step this week. That step could be creating that WhatsApp group. The first move I made when I launched my personal brand was creating the WhatsApp group. And that first WhatsApp group I created was Zoe Model Mom Impact. I created the group. I started sending the invite link to my friends. And 4 years later, that group is still, working today. All right. And some of you who are on this call joined from Zoe Model Mom Impact. That was my first action step. So what is that first step you can take even tonight, today, right now as you are listening to me, that will break that fear that is holding you back from launching? All right. So that is it. The third trap is the action trap. Don't let action trap keep you back after tonight, because I don't want you to listen to everything and then you walk away without any clear action plan. That is why you need to take action. So it may look something like planning without executing, starting many things and finishing none, spreading yourself thin across too many goals, and sometimes even goals that are not realistic and practical because you don't have someone to guide you or really confront you with the reality of what you want to do. All right. And then revising the plan instead of working it. You just keep on revising it, revisiting it, reviewing it endlessly. It is action trap. And then mistaking indecision for discernment, when you are not just making up your mind and you think you are being analytical. And what is the way forward? Pick one platform. It doesn't have to be every platform. You can see now that as at the time of having this class, my YouTube channel is practically new. All right. So YouTube, I'm not a YouTuber. I can't call myself a YouTuber now. All right. I am going to build on it, which is what I'm starting to do now. But that is not my main channel. So you can start with one platform. My main platform I started with was WhatsApp, then Facebook, and then LinkedIn. At first, it was basically WhatsApp, just those little network I had, my friends, my family, community members, my accountability groups, my networks, friends of friends, and all of that. You can start from it. Okay. So You can make a 30-day commitment to yourself. It doesn't have to be a lifetime vow. Just tell yourself, in the next 30 days, I'm going to do this. Start from there. By the time you succeed at, you know, keeping to your keeping to your goal in 30 days, then you can advance it to a longer time goal. All right? Good. So indecisive people still have doubts. But sorry, decisive people, people who you feel like they are action takers. We also have doubts. All right, people see me as Jenny is an action taker, but sometimes I'll be wondering, how is this going to be? I'll check it again. But then we move after all, because this class I don't have it all figured out, but I know that there is something valuable I have to offer you, and that is why I'm showing up. Okay, so the antidote is to indecision is to decide. Go ahead and take that step, even if you feel it's not perfect. Make up your mind, all right, to make impact, and then take the first step and take those steps consistently. Good. Now let's go to point number 2, which is the authority content framework is getting more serious. The first part was dealing with the mindset. Now we are going into real work of content creation. How your story, your skill, your knowledge, your expertise can become a scalable asset. All right. So now, beautiful. Here are the 6-step process that gets you from story, skill, knowledge to real business. That is how you can build real income. And I will make this as practical as possible using my own brand building story. Now, in 2020, all right, I think, yes, let me start from 2020 because that was when I made my first move of doing anything online. And that was when I created the WhatsApp group I told you. The first thing I ever monetized was a WhatsApp class where I was teaching young moms how to help their children between 0 to 7 years to maximize the developmental milestone using my knowledge as a trained teacher from Teachers College. All right. So that was my first move. And after that WhatsApp class, I sold it like maybe, I think it was 4,000 naira. Yes, I can remember 4,000 naira class. And then I now had accountability group for young moms like myself who had little children and they wanted someone who will be sharing idea with them, strategies, resources. And all I was doing was simply sharing with them the tips, the strategies, the resources. I would do little video, voice note, screenshot, and all of that of what I was using with my little children. Okay, so that was it. So what was the problem I identified? The problem I identified was that there are other young moms like me who needed support system in helping their children develop and maximize the developmental milestone in those formative years of 0 to 7, where you need to build play skills, social skills, self-care skills, sensory processing skill, executive functioning skill, organizational skill, hand control, all the fine motor, the gross motor skills, and all of that. So, and that was the problem I identified. Now, let me come to Content Plug as a writing agency. In 2022, I wrote my first book where I shared my story of my titled My Story of Restoration. I shared my story of how I healed after losing my first baby as a first time mom. Okay, so after sharing that story, in a podcast interview with a sister, I started thinking, why not turn this into a book? This can be a blessing to many women, all right? Because this is a challenge that is, you know, one woman somewhere in the world is going through this every day of this world. All right, that was a problem I identified, and I turned that book into I turned my story into a book. That was my ever first published book, and that book was published even in Amazon. All right, and it sold well. At some point I was just giving it as gifts, and it really helped me to build my community connection, accountability, credibility. Good. Now come to Content Plug. After I wrote that first book and I wrote my second book, Battle for Her Seed, I now thought about it. How about helping other people write their books? Because it's not only me that have story like this to share. I think there are other people who also have stories to share. So the first move of Content Blog was a kind of, we were anchored on storytelling. All right, let's help you tell your story. That was the first tagline we had about Content Blog, but we have gone past that right now. All right, so I sat down and said, what are the things I could do? Because in those years, 2021, 2022, I was, and I am still a stay-home mom. Yes, even now, I'm still a stay-home mom. So I didn't want to do a 9 to 5 job. And so I asked myself, since I wanted to be at home raising my little ones, I asked myself, what are the skills I have that I can monetize in order to help me to, you know, have the time, have the presence to raise my little ones, at the same time not be broke, because I didn't want to be a broke stay-home mom. I observed societally that being a stay-home mom was somewhat synonymous to being broke. And I told myself that is not going to be my story. And if that is what society believes, I am going to rewrite my own story. So I identified the problem that people want to have their own story told. That was the problem. So my question to you now is, what problem have you identified? All right. If you have not identified it, start thinking about that problem now. What problem have you observed? What problem? What problem? What do you think, you know, is a problem that you see around? Beautiful. Question number two, who are the people who have those problems? Who are the people who have those challenges? All right. Identify it, just like I have shared in my story. All right. I knew that there are people who wanted to write their story, but they don't have writing skills. And I have writing skills. Some people want to write their story, but they don't have the time. So I'm ready to trade my time and all right, monetize it, monetize that time, and let me do the writing for them while they pay for it. Good. So who are the people? Describe those people. I defined my customer persona. That is who they are. Okay. So think about it. Who are the kind of people that have the problem you have identified? Beautiful. Number three step is place. Where can you find those people? Where can you find the people that have the problem you have identified? In case you have not identified the problem, I don't want you to be discouraged. Keep following this class, because when I will get to the last part where I will take category by category and give you prompt to use, you will even find several ideas, at least 10 ideas. Just a, let's continue. So place, where can you find the people that have the problem that you have identified? Think about it. All around you, on site and online. WhatsApp communities you belong, on Facebook. There are people that their audience are on Facebook. There are people that their audience are on LinkedIn. All right. I feel that my audience are more on LinkedIn right now, because I have moved from business to customer based business to business. That is B2C and B2B. I don't want to start explaining that right now, maybe in another class. All right. So problem, people, place, plan. Number four, step number four is plan. Now, if you have identified a problem and you have identified people who have that problem, and you have identified the possible place, one or two places where you can find the people who have this problem, good. What is your plan? And this plan will include, how do you think you can solve that problem? How can you solve the problem? All right. If you think of how you can solve the problem, that will bring us to step number five, which is product. What are you going to use to solve that problem? And it will spring from how. Okay. So you can say, okay, who are the people that have this problem? Can I solve the problem with ebook guides? For example, I have a collection of books I call the Ultimate Writers Collection. It contains 5 books at first launch, but now there are more in it. Inside that bundle, you will see the 7-figure ghostwriter blueprint, where I taught on how I, you know, extract people's idea and use the idea to write books for them on their behalf in their own voice, and the person will perfectly resonate with it. The person will even be wondering, how did you know what I was thinking about? All right, that is the kind of testimonial I get. So I wrote it in a book to help writers, beginner writers and aspiring writers who want to go into ghostwriting. That is the product that solves the problem I have identified. I also wrote the second one on editing beyond tenses. I see creators, people who actually have writing skills, but when they finish writing it, it's looking so rough, so raw, and they know that this is not in the professional perfect state where it is ready for publication. So editing beyond tenses shows you how to clean up your book professionally, from structural editing to content to line editing to copy editing to proofreading, because many people think that editing is about proofreading, just correct tenses, put punctuation here and there. No, there is more work to do before coming there. I put it inside the book. All right. I also wrote on from blank page to impact and income stream, which is book writing ebook that teaches you how to transform your idea to a book. All right, because I identified the problem that people want to document their knowledge and they don't know how to go about it. Are you seeing the product now? Good. Let me stop. Now, price. When you identify the problem, you define the people, you know where you can find the people, and you define how you want to solve the problem, and then you create a product or even service around it. You now need to consider what is the perfect pricing for this offer that is not an underpricing and is not outrageous, so much so that the people, that is number two, you have designed it for, are not able to opt in for it. By the time you get this 6-step process, by the time you are in point 5, you are ready to launch your content-based business. Problem, people, place, plan, product, price. You can call it the 6 P's of your story, skills, knowledge, or expertise monetization process. In recap, identify a problem, describe people who need that problem, identify where you can find those people, how define how you want to solve that problem. That is your plan. Create a product or service, all right, the solution, and then price it and get it in the hands of the people who needs it. Good. Now, this is the stack framework for building authority. All right. I'm going to run through this place very quickly. The S there is story, because even if you want to build your content-based business around your career, maybe you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, all right, you are an accountant, you're a public administrator, and all of those professional lines, you still have a story to tell, and your story is a very powerful point of connection, which is basically, simply put, why you do what you do, including what inspired you for your career path, the stories around your work experiences, and all of that. So your original story is your most powerful marketing tool, not the polished version, the real one. Because people who you admire, you feel like they are doing big things. What really makes you to connect with them is when they share their story, their process, their behind the scene, their inspiration, their driving force, their motivation, their triggers, what is making them do what they are doing, or what even made them start in the first place. Good. Now, the T in the stack framework is stitching. Turn what you know into content that educates. Turn what you know into content that educates. All right. Every teaching post says something that has to do with, you know, um, you know, it says that this person, whoever it is that is talking, if it's you as the woman now, if you are the woman who is listening to me and you employ the T in the stack framework I'm sharing with you, it positions you as an authority, saying that this person, this woman, or this man knows what he or she is talking about. All right? Then the A is authority. That is where you bring in your, sorry, I'm checking my mic. I want to be sure it's on so that we will not lose the quality of our audio. All right. So that is where you bring in the credentials, your results, your client wins, your your documented feedbacks, and you post them strategically. And I'll be sharing some of them with you in the platform. So you know that what I'm talking about is not something I started today. It is something that I have worked and worked and worked again. Now, the C in the STARK framework of building authority through content is consistency. You see, I am already teaching you what you are going to do when you launch. Okay, good. Consistency. One viral post does not build authority. It is showing up consistently, repeatedly. And that consistency, it depends on what you define it to be. All right. I am not part of the people who post 6 times a day. I cannot do that. 3 times a day, I can't tell you that is my consistency framework. So no pressure. If it is 3 times a week, be consistent. If it is, whatever it is you know you can keep at, that is what consistency means for you, not my own consistency strategy. Then the K in the STARK framework for building authority, all right, through content is kinship. Let your personality, your faith, your values, all right, let it, breathe on what you are doing, right? That is what brings the warmth. That is what brings the credibility. That is what brings the connection. A few days ago, one of my students was asking me, why is it that I meet someone today and suddenly we have this rapport as if we have known each other for a long time? The reason is authenticity, kinship, as in this stack, all right? That's warmth, that's your uniqueness, that's your personality you bring into what you're doing that makes you to connect with your target audience. Good. We are moving over to point number 3, the third session. All right. So now I will tell you, you see, when it comes to digital product creation, one of the simplest products to create is books, especially ebooks. You can create ebooks in minutes. And when I tell you minutes, believe me. All right. So right now, I need you to confirm in the chat that you have either of these two, ChatGPT or Cloud or Google Gemini. All right. So because I'm going to tell you how you can use those tools to bring out your idea, or even if you don't even have any idea, you can use it to research on ideas to create digital product and services with. And you can literally write an ebook in minutes. In the past few days, I have created 5 books and over exactly 50 resources. Exactly 50 resources and 5 books. Altogether, 55 digital products. All right? No jokes. So now, your book is like a business card for those who are professionals. When you write a book about your career path, about your expertise, it shows you as a credible person, an authority. It becomes your lead magnet to securing, speaking engagements and all of that. And the interesting thing is that it becomes a source of passive income, such that you do it once, you continue to earn from it consistently, as long as you are driving traffic to that. And sometimes if you even have, if you publish it in open markets like, Guru Road or Nestle Store, and you keep it open for discovery, all right, or Amazon, or even Seller, and you keep it open to affiliate program, you can have consistent income pipeline from your digital products. Good. So having said that, I want to walk you through the 5-stage book to business pipeline. All right. And I don't want to stay here. I want us to go practical. And that is the next phase of this teaching. All right. So now, the first point is your manuscript. And how are you going to get your manuscript? That is the first question that will come to your mind. You go to that ChatGPT or Cloud or Google Gemini and ask it. Just simple. I don't even want to bug you with plenty, lot of prompts or, professional approach right now. As simple as what I'm going to say now. Go to Cloud, ChatGPT, or Google Gemini and type the idea you have in mind. For example, say I want to create an ebook around this. Say I am an accountant or I'm a lawyer. Can you tell me, um, give me 5 ideas? Supposing you don't even know what you want to write about, can you tell me 5 ideas, you know, that people are actively searching for, especially young lawyers, maybe probably not yet called to bar, that they are searching for right now that I can turn into ebook? That is an example. So now think about your area of interest, and coin that question. I am thinking of writing book around so topic. Can you give me 5 ideas on what some people are searching for currently that I can create a book around? And it will suggest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or more. You pick one of them and say, good, I like number 2 or I like number 3. So supposing I want to write a book on this, tell me, map out the book outline in 5 chapters or 7 chapters or 10 chapters and right before your eyes. ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Cloud will map it out for you. All right. Now, there's a question you may ask. All right. And I think I have seen it in comment section. All right. Whereby you are asking, okay, if I just use AI and write my book completely, won't it be so generic? Good question. Now, in order for your book not to be generic, you bring in your personal story. You bring in your personal story. How you can do that is you can write, sketch the background, like the inspiration, where the inspiration, you know, what inspired that idea you want to write on. All right. And then you can, if it is in your professional line, this is where you will need your CV. You can upload your CV in ChatGPT, Cloud, or Google Gemini, and let it draw on your experience, what you have done. And in case you don't know how to write a proper professional CV that, you know, really shows problem you are capable of solving, I am going to send my CV. It is not current, but at least it will give you a guide. So you can use my CV as a template. That CV, I last upgraded it in February, and it's been, months. A lot of things has happened because I keep on improving myself. So I will drop my CV on the WhatsApp platform so you can use it as template to draft yours. All right, good. So by the time you plug it in, for example, let me answer this question here. If you are that professional who know you have knowledge, expertise to build personal brand with, on rather, and you don't know where to start, this is where to start. That's your CV. Plug it into any of the tools I have mentioned and give it this prompt. Analyze my CV and give me 5 angles I can come in from to build a content-based business. Analyze my CV and give me 5 strategic angles I can use to build a content-based business. You can include, give me 10 book ideas, SEO ideas. What I mean by SEO is search engine optimized ideas, topics, because I don't want you to create anything because you feel like creating it. I want you to create something that is sellable, something that is scalable, something that people are already searching online. All right. That is why when you put the prompt, you should add SEO, topics or ideas. The same thing, if you have a skill, you have an experience, all right, and you want to create an online course around it, what you need to do is go into any of these tools I've mentioned and describe that your skill. Okay, say I am a mom of 4 for boys. I want to create a course for mom of boys that will teach them how to this. All right. So can you give me ideas, SEO ideas? Name it. Say top 5, top 10, so that it can be well optimized. That people are actively searching for. Moms are actively searching for. Parents are actually actively searching for. Teachers, educators, young people, depending on who your audience is. Remember when we were talking about the systems, I mentioned that after problem, it is people. That people is synonymous to like what you would call audience. Is the same thing. Beautiful. So now, if you also have an expertise, you've spent years, you have years of experience, and you feel like you can coach, you want to build a coaching business out of your experience, this use this, do the same thing. Simply come and say, okay, I built a content writing agency from scratch, no capital, no structure, no roadmap, just my skill, and I started this. I want to help writers, our aspiring writers, to monetize their writing skill and not just become freelancers, but build content writing agency from their skill. So give me top 5 angles I can come in as a coach to monetize that knowledge. That's a prompt. You see this prompt engineering thing, there is no gimmicks, there is no big deal about it. It's, as a matter of fact, let me give you one secret. If you don't even know the proper prompt to use, you can ask your AI to give you the prompt, and after you have finished giving you the prompt, you copy the same prompt and paste back to it and use it to solve that same problem. Let me explain what I mean. For example, all right, if you plug in your CV and you feel like you don't know what to type, or what I'm saying is still not making sense to you well enough, ask ChatGPT or Cloud or Google Gemini. This is my CV, and I want to build a personal brand from my expertise. Give me a prompt that will take me from a starter to a brand, a brand owner, however you can put it, from no idea to a personal brand. What is the prompt I should use that will turn this my CV into a business plan? That will show me what I can do with this, my work experience, my expertise, my credentials, that will build me business from my home, that I can start coaching or consulting. Without you knowing the prompt, just ask it to give you prompt that will help you to build a business from your expertise. It will give you the prompt. This is a secret. Don't tell anybody. All right. And immediately it will give you the prompt. You say, good, look at the prompt. Read it. You can copy it, edit it if you want to change anything. But if you don't even know what to edit, no problem. Go ahead and tell it to use that same prompt it has given you and go ahead and do the work. Watch it right before your eyes. ChatGPT or Cloud or Google Gemini will start showing you the gold you are sitting on. Oh my God. You see what I just said is somebody's answered prayer. As a matter of fact, I have delivered on this class that if you don't even know the prompt to use, just ask your AI to give you the prompt to use for this. When it gives you the prompt, go ahead and use the prompt. Tell it to use the prompt and solve the problem. And that is it. I want us to move faster now. All right. By the time you map out that, what got me here was trying to teach you how to create an ebook, isn't it? And I went into creating online course to coaching, all right, and all of that. So before you know it, you have your outline. If you put in your CV or a draft, no matter how small, even if it's a page of writing, you can snap it and send it as image into Cloud or Google Gemini or any of them. and it will type it out. By typing that little thing you wrote, it will use it to trap your voice, your communication style, and you tell it to use this as a sample of your writing style and develop the content of the book it has given you. And just like that, it will write it in your voice. You download it. You can tell it to give it to you as docs. You download it, put it in your phone, Google Drive, or your laptop if you have a laptop, and open it in your Microsoft Word and begin to edit it, align it very well. If you want to know how to edit more professionally, or you want to build a career in editing, which is part of what I do, you can get my book on editing beyond tenses. That is not the focus of the class. All right. And from there, you can build content engine using your posts, your podcast, your course. By the time you know how, the exact brand you want to build, and then the offer stack. Excuse me. The offer stack. You can combine ebooks and courses, or you move from ebooks. Excuse me. You can move from ebooks to courses to coaching. Like I told you, I started with WhatsApp class. All right. From there to accountability group, membership group, courses, coaching, and that is how we have been scaling and all of that. And then monetization comes in different ways from that digital product. All right. From speaking engagement, consultation, partnership, even affiliate marketing. When you begin to use certain tools, or you have a community and you identify a need they have, which you don't have solution to, you can go and collaborate with somebody who have the solution or who is measured on that, and you have partnership deal. That is part of affiliate marketing. Beautiful. I want us to run. Okay. So talking about clarity and identity shift. Now, let's leave this slide to this one. Okay? Now, that question I asked you in the beginning, can you now answer it? Who is the one person that you are most equipped to help? From my own experience, I see that I am most equipped to help women because we are always stuck in the routine of wifing and mothering. And this is me, Jenny, who started building a company. When I say content blog, it's not just a generic name, it's a registered company, and we are doing 7 figures by God's grace. So how is it that Jenny is started building content blog, a writing agency, all right, while having babies, while schooling, doing ministry, with all the demands of family life, ministry demands, raising little children, then doing business. At a point, I was homeschooling full time. Now I'm doing it part time. I feel that the one person I am equipped to help is that woman who feels stuck in one place, or who feels she's losing herself, or who feels that she is made for more, but she doesn't know how to bring it out. That is the one person I'm equipped to help. I know that I can help you to identify your goal. I can help you to see the value in yourself. By the time I open your eyes, you'll be like, what have I been doing? All right. And I will not just leave you there. I will show you how exactly to move from where you are to that place that have been like a dream to you. That is the one person I am most equipped to help, because I have been walking through this process and I'm still walking it. All right. So get specific at it. What is the one person you are equipped to help? I have women in my mentorship program ongoing who, like one of them, she has worked she has worked 9 to 5 for years and have built wealth through her salary. And we have this general notion that you can't use salary to build financial freedom. She has a different opinion about it, because through her salary, she has been able to build wealth, and she has something to offer to 9 to 5 Nigerian hardworking people who feels like they don't earn enough to save, let alone to pay the bill, let alone to save before you talk about investment. Because she has been able to solve that problem for herself, she's well equipped to solve that problem. All right, let me come from the angle of parenting. I have one of my mentee, Coach IJ, who is a mother of 4 boys. The oldest is already a teenager. All right, and then some of us that have 1 or 2 boys, and you're already feeling like, how am I going to do this? You see someone who have been able to, solve that problem of raising boys who are responsible, who are diligent, who are not addicted to social media, digital space, and all of that. I can go on and on. Who is the one person you are equipped to help? Let me talk about Jimama, the woman I mentioned earlier, who is in her 70s, in case you feel like you are too old to start. She is currently 73 at the time of this class. And she shared her story. She turned her story into a book, and that book is From Shattered Dreams to Stronger Wings: How She Survived Single Parenting after losing a relationship that she thought was going to end in love for life. And today, she is helping matured women who feel like they lost their dreams somewhere along the line. She's helping them to heal, find purpose, document their journey, and thrive in spite of their pasts. Who is the one person you are most equipped to help? All right, let's say that you are experienced and you have gone far in your career, maybe education. Let me use Mrs. Adenike as an example. Who is the one person you are most equipped to help? That's currently that class teacher who has a big vision of becoming a school owner, of becoming a consultant. You can help that person because you have walked through that ladder. Who is the one person you are most equipped to help? I want that question to ring in your head. Be as specific as possible. That is the core step to becoming a mover. That is the core step to becoming a mover. Don't try to help everybody. Don't try to help everybody. Help one person. Help one person. Describe that one person clearly. Don't try to be everything to everybody. All right? Good. What is the one transformation I can reliably produce? What is the one transformation I can reliably produce? Let me give you a practical example. I can reliably produce the result of helping someone who doesn't even have an idea to move from no idea to digital products and launch that product and make multiple 6 figures and even 7 figure at first launch. I have seen it work. I have worked it in using my own offers, and I have helped other people do the same. Even in the past few weeks, I did it without posting in any social media platform. I didn't post it on Facebook. I didn't post it on Instagram, on LinkedIn, nowhere, not even a WhatsApp group. I created an offer and only told few people I knew is the one person I am equipped to help. I told them by direct DM, and that offer closed multiple 6 figures in few days. I don't make false claim to impress anybody. I am telling you the truth. All right, let me use another person so that you won't think maybe because I have been doing it for long. Coach Janet is probably on this call. Her first book, we launched that book. The first time she came to me with that book as a manuscript, literally as an idea. And I looked at it. After all was said and done, we turned that idea into 2 books. On the day of launch, she sold 100 copies. 100 copies was sold out, completely sold out. Not to talk of free donations of family and friends who was just, giving her 100,000, 300,000, 50,000 here and there. It was multiple 6 figures. By now, I'm sure she has crossed 1 million. One idea on that she turned into an ebook, becoming the difference. Okay, being the difference and becoming unforgettable. Books for teenagers. Let me give you another instance. Coach IJ, first time launching book, and she sold hundreds of copies. Somebody booked 100 copies. Somebody gave 300,000. Somebody booked her for speaking engagement. Everything happening on call, following the strategy I gave her. And that was the first time she did official book launch. And we did that book project together, guiding her step by step. We produced that book. And I think that book is here. A moment. Oh, yes. It's in my bookshelf right here behind me. I got some copies. Look at it. Can you see it? Look at it. This is the parent guide. And, okay. And this is the one for boys. This is the one for boys. I don't know if you can see it clearly. All right. So these are the two books she launched. And it resulted in multiple six figures. That book launch is even this month on 5th. So the question is, who is the one person you are most equipped to help, and what is the one transformation you can reliably produce? I am giving you practical. The one person she's equipped to help is mother of boys. And what is the one transformation she can reliably produce? She can help you to groom your boy child to rise above influence, where you will not need to be having heart attack. What is my son doing? You have built a strong foundation. That is in her case. I can go on and on. Number 3, what would I build if I was not afraid? What will you build if you are not afraid? If you are not over analyzing it, if you are not overthinking it, if you are not second guessing yourself, start now, tonight. Build that thing you would have built if you are not afraid. Write that book, create that course, design that coaching program offer, register that initiative, begin that NGO, begin that consultancy firm. What would you build if you are not afraid? See if you answer these questions, you are good to move. Now, I want us to, this is the last part of the training, and that is where I am going to give you specific prompt for your specific problem, as I have identified it in the form you filled. All right? Good. Your first digital product, I've already explained all this, and I don't want us to go back and forth on it. So I've already explained that, just like in the 6 step, identify your goal, that is the idea, validate the market by confirming real people you can describe that really need that problem. Then you package it, price it the right way, build your platform, launch it publicly, even if it is in a small group, and build, scale around it. All right. So this is the part that you don't want to miss. So right now, you can screenshot the slide, all right? But I'm also going to send it as text on the WhatsApp platform, so you can just copy and paste, but you can also screenshot it and upload it as image. Now, if you filled the form, or even if you did not fill the form, identify yourself from these different categories. Category number 1. This category number 1, from the report I got from our registrations, comprises of the 31% of the people. And this category says, I don't know what to monetize. So if you don't know what to monetize, copy this prompt and use any of the 3 tools I have mentioned and fill in the gap. Say this: I have worked in, you write what it is. Maybe I have worked as an accountant in the bank, work. So describe that thing you have worked in or lived through, if it's an experience. I have worked in or lived through this. Describe it to the best of your knowledge. For 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, mention. Even if it is 6 months, nothing is not small. Now, you now say, List 10 problems people in that situation commonly struggle with. Then, for each one, tell me what specific knowledge or skill of mine could solve it. At this point, you should either mention your skill or attach your CV. Rank them by how uniquely qualified I am to teach or solve each of these problems. If you attach your CV, you will get more optimal feedback than just asking without background of who you are. So screenshot this or copy it from the platform. If you are not in the platform, maybe you come across this video on YouTube in the future. Just screenshot it and use it. That is category number one. Category number two is I don't know where to start. And this is the highest category I saw in the registration, and it comprises of 68% of the people. So if you say to yourself, or this is you, I want to do something, I want to turn my knowledge to a digital product, but I don't know where to start. Copy this prompt and use it in ChatGPT, Cloud, or Google Gemini. And this is what you will put there. I want to turn my knowledge in, you put the topic, the area, into one small paid offer or premium offer, depends on you, within the next 30 days. Break this into a 4-week plan with one clear task per week, starting from zero. Assume I have no audience, no products, something that will take me within 3 to 5 hours a week to work on it. Copy it and paste, fill in the topic we are talking about, and watch watch the miracle. Good. That is category number two, if you don't know where to start. Category number three, I don't know how to set up or use tools online. This is the second highest percentage. This prompt is for you. This is what you will do. Copy this prompt or screenshot it. Better still, copy it, all right? And you say to ChatGPT, Cloud AI, or Google Gemini, I want to sell digital products. You can specify the nature of the digital product, whether ebook or template, guide, mini course, all right? You want to sell digital product online, but you have never used any tech tool for it. You should explain in the simplest way possible, step by step, how to set up in any of these stores. You can mention seller if you want to use seller in particular, or you leave 3 of them, it will give you step by step for each of them. If there's any other online platform that maybe you have heard about, you can include it. And list exactly what I need to click and in what order. It will give you process step by step on what to do, how to upload, publish, or list your product in any of the platform you mentioned. Seller, Nextsuite, WhatsApp catalog, just name it. Even if you want it to list tools that you can use, tech tools you can use as a beginner that is free, that won't cost you, cost you little or nothing. It will list it for you and ask it to give you step-by-step guide on how to set it up, how to use it. It will teach you. I'm telling you, it will teach you. Good. Number 4 is I don't think people will pay for what I know. 18% of people said that in the registration form. This is what you do. Copy this prompt, screenshot it. You tell AI, here is what I know how to. You describe that thing. Give me 5 examples of ways people already pay for exactly this kind of knowledge elsewhere. It could be courses, it could be coaches, it could be books, it could be consultants. Even if the price seems small, then help me write one sentence that proves the value of what I offer using proof, no persuasion. Copy it, fill in that space, describing what you can offer and see it play out. Category 5, we are drawing close. Category 5 said that I don't have time to build a personal brand alongside my job or current responsibilities. All right. So this prompt is for you. Tell AI, I have 30 to 45 minutes a day. All right. And a full-time job plus home responsibilities. Design a minimum viable content and brand building plan for, you define your topic, you describe your topic, or your interest, that takes no more than 3 hours total per week. Haba, you can not have time at all, at all, at all. 3 hours out of 7 times 24 hours in a week is not anything for something that will give you extra income, and not just extra income, that can start paying you more than that job that is taking the whole of your day. That is category number 5. Category number 6 is those that said, I have tried before, but it didn't work. Actually, you fall in the most, the least percentage. All right. Most time, if you try with a roadmap, with proper guide and framework, it will work. So now this is what you do. Copy this prompt. Tell it, I tried to build. You say what you tried to do. I tried to build this before and it didn't work. Here is what happened. To the best of your knowledge, to the point you have reflected on that experience, what really happened? Just describe it in one sentence or two. So say, diagnose the most likely reasons this failed. Be honest. No comforting. It should not, try to quote it to impress you. It should tell you exactly what to do differently this time, and watch it play out. Congratulations. I believe I have answered lots of questions. And here is what can change everything for you. This can change everything for you. All right? And I want you to pay attention, because I don't make false claims, and I don't, make offers I cannot deliver on. You have 4 options, actually, depending on your category. All right? The first step to what you can do tonight, today, that you are listening to me, that can change everything for you, is by entering the list entry. Actually, let me use that word. Maybe getting one of my books, maybe the book on From Blank Page to Impact, or any of my books is good. And I honestly commend that. And I'm going to share the link to my next store in the group. You can get my book as low as 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. All right. But there is more. And I will encourage you not to just get a book and walk away, because you have been buying books since, and you have been doing classes, other classes like this one. And if it has worked so well as it should, then a lot should have changed. So I will encourage you to consider option 2, 3, and 4, especially option 3. Now, but let me talk about the 30-day brand and launch. In 30-day brand and launch, I will walk you through your unique brand clarity and positioning, the tech setup, and your first piece of content. It can even go live within the next 7 days. It depends on your commitment. I have the roadmap planned out, the classes, the guides, the templates, the worksheet, everything planned out. That will take you from not knowing what to build around to having your personal brand mapped out, where you can say confidently, this is who I help. This is the problem I'm solving. And this is the transformation I can assure you in this space of time. That is what the 30-day brand and launch will help you to do. And that will be for 50K. And this is a temporary price. This can change at any time. And I will show you what is more into this. Now, the next one would be, maybe you just don't want me to show you, your brand and, positioning and your, first content idea. You want a longer time to work with you so that you actually prove your idea, launch, make the money, and see it for yourself. So you want a longer time to go. Then you should come in for Unleash Your Mentorship program. That is where a lot is happening. And let me say here, in case you feel like, okay, I am more interested in the Unleash Your Mentorship program, but I can't opt in for it right now because of the cost. You can come in for the 30-day brand, and from there, you upgrade to Unleash Your Mentorship. All right? And then option 4 is those who want me to do it for them. VIP done for you setup, where you want me to write the book, create your online course, define crafts and design your coaching program, define your consultation services, set up your Nesty store, and get everything running for you. That one is very, very specific. You send me a DM and we will craft what suits you best. But you're not going to walk away tonight without making a decision that takes you to the next level. All right? So, like I already said, in the 30-day brand deal, I walk you through your unique brand clarity, the positioning, so you know who exactly you are serving, personalized ideas for products and services you can start with, the tech setup, and your first piece of content that you can begin to build your brand within the next 7 days with daily accountability. If it is the 3 months Unleash Your Mentorship program, you have longer time for full hand-holding process. We'll build your offer. We'll build your audience. We'll create the income system, because some of you, yours may be that you already know what to build, but you don't have the system and structure. I think Unleash Your Mentorship program is best fit for you, and you can upgrade from 30-day brand deal to Unleash Your Mentorship program. So whatever happens, get in today, so that you have better chances of upgrading if you choose to. All right? And then, of course, if you want it done for you, it is still a win-win. It saves you time. All right? So I want you to understand what exactly I am talking about. For those who are already in my community, who have followed me for a couple of years, you already know that my one-on-one clarity call session is 50,000 naira. And some of you have even paid and come on. The other day, I was having a clarity session with one of my clients, and at some point, the husband had to take the phone to thank me for, how I'm down to earth, guiding his wife step by step. So my 1 hour clarity session is already 50,000 naira, and that is what I'm going to give to you as a pure bonus. Because if you join the brand new launch, then I'm going to have one-on-one call session with you. That is why it is only going for 25 people. I know how I will be able to, I and my team will be able to plan and break in the call sessions and serve everybody one-on-one, because what I know or what I want to build may not be what the other person wants to build. So to start with, the first week is clarity call session, back to back. And that clarity call session Normally, it's already 50,000 naira. Good. Number two, you will be getting done for you lead magnets. And what I mean by that is, by the time we define your brand and your brand positioning, I will show you the first lead magnet you will use to begin to build your audience. If it wasn't for a webinar like this and a client from outside come to me and say, please, I want you to build me a lead magnet. I want you to build me a webinar content. I won't take anything less than 100,000 to do that. I'm not making false claim. A few days ago, I had a brief call session with a client, myself and a team member, and all we need to do is to turn that woman's story into an ebook. And it was costed at 500,000 naira. With slight negotiation and please, we came to 400,000 naira. And right there, before we finished the call, she credited our account with 50%. That is 200,000 naira. So when I tell you that doing a lead magnet for you, I won't take anything less than 100K. It's not wish. This is what I am already doing. And people who know the value of what I'm offering are already paying for them. So when I'm bringing you to Unleash Your Mentorship Program, I'm bringing it into this form is because I want to bring it to a price that you'll be able to afford. Then you will have access to the resource vault of over 50 resources, workbooks, guides, templates, plug and play prompts. Some of these prompts I've given you, I'm giving you, I have them in ebooks that you will just have to yourself. Different angles. I even have 1,000 ChatGPT and Claude prompts and secret codes experts use to do complex work when it comes to content creation. You'll be having access to that. That alone is not 50K. Then you will have access to Inner Circle live classes for the next 1 month. If I was to sell each of those class, I know what it is worth. That's if I want to be fair, a fair price. I will say 80K for the 1 month live classes. And then group coaching and accountability for 1 month. You're not building alone. No quitting. There's no room for that. If you want to quit, you have decided you want to quit. There's no point coming. But once you say yes, once you commit, even if it is part payment, all right, like I am giving you option to commit with 25K part payments and get in today. Once you sign up, you have committed yourself. There is no room for quitting. So if it was something I'm doing individually, the worth of what I want to offer you in this brand and scale, brand and launch 30 days, this thing, that is the minimum entry that I'm telling you for 50,000 naira. If I was to cost what is worth individually, it is worth 430,000 naira. And I'm honest with you, it is not a joke. It is not claim. It is easier for me doing it for clients. Now I have done it and the money will just enter. It's easier doing it than taking over 1 hour now teaching and then to come and be calling everybody one after the other, 25 people, and be talking all day and be analyzing all of your positioning one after the other. It is hard work. So it's easier when premium clients, so to say, just pay and I do it in quietness, even lying down on my bed and doing it. But it is no longer about how much are we making, but how many people is my life affecting. That is why I had to bring back mentorship. I stopped mentorship for a while now. I had to bring back mentorship just last month. So you are honestly privileged to be getting in right now, because in 2 months to come, I will end it for the year. That is if another one even open. But highest, the next 2 months, there will be no intake again. Because it's a lot of work. And you will not even say, okay, let me, maybe next month. what it is today will not be what it will be next month. And people who were there for the first launch can attest to that, that they had a better opportunity. But now that you have this opportunity, it is a better opportunity for you. Waiting for later will not be the best opportunity for you because you have already had this one. All right. So that is basically it. I don't need to overstretch it. We'll connect more on the platform. I will give you further breakdown. If you have questions from the class, ask. Okay. So if you are already taking your slots, you can type it in the chat box, either YouTube here or on WhatsApp. I'm in, and this is what you will do. You can use the account details on your screen to pay and send me the proof of payment to my DM. All right, or if you want, you can send on the platform. There's no problem. All right, but I'm okay with my DM. I don't really need to prove anything, and I don't want too much messages flooding the platform. Also, I'm dropping the next huge link in the WhatsApp group for those who are not in Nigeria, or you prefer to just pay by link. And it's even better for me, automated. Once you pay, it directs you, to the paid group immediately. Remember, only 25 people, because honestly, I cannot commit to be holding 50 people or 100 people accountable at the same time. All right. Of course, I'm not working alone, but at that, it is still a lot of work. So the ball is in your court. What do you do with this? Will you be part of the women like those people who are already in my ongoing coaching program? These are pure reviews. I just screenshotted them and put them in this way. But these are pure reviews according to their words. My Mary Bowman said, you never know who you are. Oh, sorry, you never know you are carrying wealth all around you until you meet with clarity. And she said, I refuse to settle for less. This was what she said after I had a clarity session with her on the first week of onboarding. Makachi said, Kai, I feel like 20 years in one day. If you understand what it means, just knowing you, it opened my eyes, my understanding, my capacity, inspiration, and ability and productivity. For Makachi, we did 5 books in 3 months. We did 5 books in 3 months, plus a coaching program design, because she's in counseling. All right. So that is that. One of my coach Cynthia, she said, from the first time I forwarded my manuscript, you brought out the things in my mind I didn't know how to put down. Thank you for your professionalism mixed with empathy. Would that be your testimony? Look at what Mrs. Adeniki said. She said, Jenny, contact with you was the realization of myself. Your clarity gave me the push I needed. Madesala said, Coach Jenny's honest conversation pushed me into accepting the reality of my positioning. I am deeply grateful. These are pure screenshots from our WhatsApp chats, feedback from clarity sessions. All right. Mom Rosemary said, this session truly gave me more clarity. Thank you for helping me see even greater possibilities in my vision. And all the people I have mentioned, they are real people that are right there in that WhatsApp community. No fake name, no generic name, no case study name. My Mary Bowman, my Kachi, my Cynthia, all the women I have mentioned, they are right there in the same group where you are now, if you are in my WhatsApp group. And they can identify themselves. What will be your story in the next month? All right? So you can start. Start today. Decide today.